Hi Cancer, how are you? Athena here. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please do subscribe. I would love to have you a part of this community. This is going to be a weekly reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. We're going to take a look at your current energy, what the theme of the week is, what you're working on, what fears, obstacles, breakthroughs need to happen, um, what is working for you, what is working against you, and what to embrace within yourself, how to spend your energy, time, resources, and any advice, outcome, encouragement that we can get. All right, Cancer, so let's get started. Okay, so current energy. Wow, beautiful. Magician, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. And the message that I got going into your energy was freshness is the new real. And I can see why. Freshness is the new real. I mean, I see all the fruit and the vegetables and just everything being at optimal prime juiciness peak. So whether this is happening within your heart, because I just feel like my heart is expanding and there's just so much freshness and ripeness and expandedness and peace and clarity there, or whether this is relationships that you're forming, whether it be romantic in the workplace, with your children, with your family, with your friends, doesn't matter. Your current energy is just, wow, it's very liberating. It's very empowering. It's very fruitful, and it's just a great time to be around you. So that is a great way to start the reading, Cancer. So the theme of the week, we have Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands. So freshness is the new real. These new relationships that you're working towards, they came from a place of having, even though it's a slow moving momentum, it's a very clear way of like, okay, this is where I'm going. This is where I choose to invest my time. This is where I collaborate with people. So this shows me that either you left the toxic people behind, you're leaving them behind, or you've made the decision to leave them behind, and now you're engaging in just like a new fresh type of relationship. Like freshness is the new real. That is your new reality. That is the new manifestation that you're creating. And I still feel so liberated as I breathe in. It's like I'm almost like breathing in fresh air, even though I'm indoors. Like that's how pure and beautiful this energy is. So the key goal, or what you want the most at the moment, or you're working towards, is the Two of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. You're definitely working towards making the right decision and moving forward with keeping this momentum going, because I kind of see you bouncing back and forth between, kind of vacillating between both worlds, the people that you left behind and then going into this new world. So perhaps you're just like in the middle of being manifesting both worlds. So like from healing from one and going into your healed self. So you're kind of like in limbo is what I'm seeing. But you trust yourself and you are working towards pushing yourself into the right directions. Like I said, whether you've already made these relationships, this fresh new relationships or not, it's something that you're working towards because you're just leaving all that toxicity behind. So what are your fears, obstacles, challenges, or breakthroughs? We have the Judgment, the Hierophant, and the Death. So I don't see this much as a fear as I see it as a breakthrough. You've definitely been able to break through transformation immensely. whatever work you've done, whatever clarity you've gained, whatever insight you have attained, and whatever decisions that you've made it towards the right path, it's been all for a breakthrough that you've achieved. You've definitely achieved this new breakthrough, this new loving way of being and connecting with people. That is definitely transformative of the other type of way that you are normally accustomed to. You know, this was definitely, these are all major arcana, so this is definitely divinely orchestrated for the divine to kind of lead you into this path and lead you to the right people, lead you to the right scenarios, event, situation, in order to bring resurrection and rebirth to you. That's definitely a nice breakthrough. And if you're not there yet, then that's the breakthrough that is going to come through this week. So what is going for you? What's your accomplishment? We have the Ace of Wands, the Justice, and the World. So what is going for you is actually the fact that the way things are happening is in a way for the divine to rebalance injustice in the past. Okay, so when you have the divine working with you, doesn't really matter all the shit that other people have done to you. It doesn't really matter the hurt, the pain, the struggles, the limiting beliefs, the financial hardships. I mean, you name it. It doesn't matter what has happened. And I'm getting that perhaps you're used to hearing the word no. So, like, if you want something, it's like no, 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 no. But it's actually now time for divine to say, actually, yes, this is my child, and my child deserves whatever they want. And all the other no's, no, no, no's that other people said no to my child, well, that's done with, because it's time for my child to live and have whatever he or she divinely deserves. So that is a huge, nice, beautiful influence to be working with you. So good job. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Creator Source, for having Cancer's back. Now, what is working against you, or what to avoid? We have the Temperance, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Try to avoid restraining back from your emotions and making the decision that there's not much of value to give, because you do have value to give. Your emotions definitely have value to give. They can definitely bring joy and fulfillment to other people. They can definitely bring, I'm hearing again, richness. Richness is the new real. They can definitely, and freshness, like you can definitely bring a freshness sense of being, a nurturing, loving, caring, enthusiastic, laughing type of being around to people. Okay, so don't believe that you can't be that person. You most definitely can be that person for other people. Okay, that's just your ego telling you that you're not able to do that, but you are. Okay, Cancer. So what to embrace within yourself? We have the Moon, the Six of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So embrace within yourself that not only are you a water sign, which means, you know, you honor your emotions and you feel deeply and you're sensitive, and you can most definitely be a vulnerable person, even though that seems to be like, you think that's gonna that seems to be like working against you. You're also very grounded. You're also very courageous, very brave, very confident. And you're also very intuitive on how to utilize your time and energy. You know, all this pain that people have brought you, you've you've learned a great deal from it, and you're able to discern who you want to spend time with, who you want to nurture relationships with. So embrace both the emotional side of you and the stable side of you. They're just a beautiful integration of yourself. Okay, they're not one here and one there. It's not a split. It's not like my emotions are separate from me being a grounded person. It's all just blended in together. I'm seeing like a clutch in a manual car, you know, where you can shift gears, you can shift into these different energies, you can shift into these different sides of you. So embrace that within yourself. Okay. Now, where should you be spending your energy, your time, your resources? Where should you find support? We have the Six of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So when things are getting hard, and if you tend to go back to the Nine of Swords of going back into those emotional wounds and just being in your head and being sad about the past, remember why you're doing this. Remember what's keeping you from moving forward. Remember that goal that you have, because those goals, those reasons, and you can even write them down too, writing down why it is that you're moving away from your old way of being and into creating fresh new relationships. Like that's the new real that you want, right? Write that down so that you can, when you're going through a hard time or you're having difficulty sleeping, you can read those reasons again. And actually writing them out is a great way to manifest them, because you give yourself more reasons of why it's important for you to stay on that path. So for example, like if you are trying to manifest money and you have a relationship with money at like that is not so positive, and you're trying to reframe that negative relationship with money to a positive relationship with money, what you would do is you would also write down 500 reasons, and you can just start by writing out 5 reasons a day of saying why money is important to you. So now you're giving money the reasons of its value and why it actually is a good resource to you. And so in the same way, you can also write out a few things of why it's beneficial, why it's of value for you to stay on this path, stay on this consistent path of why it's important to leave that negative pain that's happened in the past and move forward into a fruitful future. And for your future outcome advice, encouragement, we have the Star, the Hermit, and the Page of Cups. So with the freshness is the new real opening sentence or message that I got. Keep the faith strong. If like I said over here, if that doesn't help writing out the situation, then you know, just kind of reflect and see what works for you, what would keep you going emotionally, what would keep you satisfied emotionally, what would keep your faith strong as you're going through this process. But whatever it is, you're going to find your own niche. You're going to find your own way to keep you on the right path. The opening was just extremely beautiful because it is a huge difference. It is completely polar opposite of having rich, ripe, juicy fruit versus when it has been genetically modified, when it's been taken out when it wasn't ready, and you just honestly can't even compare the two. Like some fruit that's genetically modified, that's grown with a bunch of pesticides, you know, on the exterior, it might look ripe, it might look like juicy and delicious. And then the organic type of fruit may not be so perfect. It might be flawless. I mean, it might not be flawless like the genetically modified organisms, right? And so people might want to go for what they perceive to be fresh and real. However, when you taste the both, the difference is just not even comparable. you would taste that banana and apple or strawberry or orange, and it'll be sour. You can tell that it's just missing its main component, that a real organic fresh fruit grown in the right environment, um, and allowed to thrive and grow into its full potential. That taste is just not comparable to something that is not not given the same kind of love and care. TLC is what I'm hearing, tender love and care, that the genetically modified species is. And so that's how I see like the relationships that you're going from. You're going from like something that looks nice but doesn't, or it doesn't taste and feel as fruitful as the other new relationships that you are stepping into. So, I mean, you just can't even compare the both. Like they're just two completely polar opposites type of relationships. They're two completely polar opposites type of people. They're two completely polar opposites fruits, even though exteriorly they look the same, even though as humans we may all look the same. What's on the interior is just completely different, and what that person can, those relationships can bring to the table are just substantially different. So Cancer, that's all I have for you this week. If you did find this helpful, please do share it, and like I said, please do subscribe. I'd love to have you a part of this community, and I'll see you next week. Bye.